Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing great today. And today I'll be talking about the show Alchemy of Souls. And for me, I believe these last two episodes really got this series back on track. If you listen to my previous discussion of this, I felt like the last two episodes were too much of focused too much on romance and stuff. But these two I really liked, really enjoyed them because, like I said, when I do these sword and sorcery type shows, these action adventure are kind of like more of the action and adventure and the mystery. And then you can kind of put the romance on the back burner, maybe the fourth tier of the storyline. And this is basically what happened in these last two episodes. We get more of the myth, the sword of sorcery, the how things work. A little bit more of a plot development in this, and then we also got our little bit of our romance angles into the show as well. And so I felt like these past two episodes were the right balance. I really enjoyed the mirror scenes in these episodes. In that first episode that was shown this weekend, and how that all worked. How it showed what it looked like with her being trapped inside the mirror, and then how this kind of affected those who were outside in the outside world. We see that Naksu or Modiok, man, I really screwed up that last name. But anyways, we see that she's kind of getting her own little harem. She has three guys who likes her. She even got able to get the crown prince to be interested in her, with her demeanor and stuff, and how she acts towards him. I think he does like her, and it's not like he's trying to get her back to hate on her and stuff like that. Like, he's actually interested in her. And so yeah, she gets her little harem growing there. She gets three guys going after her, as we see all in the mirror plot line there, because only those who were able to think of her with affection drew the mirage of her out into the open world. So that was pretty cool. We got to see more of the soul shifters, like what happens to you when you don't go around sucking other people's soul to refresh your own. And I believe that was important. We see how much stronger Ook is now that he's actually, he was able to actually control his right arm now and get power, and that he's progressed a whole lot. I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, we did see some training scenes with him doing his sword fighting and stuff, but not a lot. So either he had some training with the sword before he met Naksu, or it's just implied that they've been doing a lot of sword fight training in the background. I mean, we did see them learn how do you pronounce it, Tansu, where you're able to control water drops and stuff like that. So maybe, and we did get to see a little bit, but she was kicking his butt, so we didn't really get to see much progression between her dominating him in the sword fighting and then him being an expert sword fighter. However, it was a great scene of him fighting the soul shifter. I can't remember his name right off the bat, but he was kind of like the number one henchman of our evil doer guy, and we did find out that he's not the number one head honcho, which was, I kind of figured that out. However, I was kind of disappointed that once it's revealed that he's actually number two and there's a person above him, that they go and I think the next scene they reveal who the grand conspirator is. I would kind of like for be more of a mystery of that, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't that person. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully there's somebody above the person that they revealed to be kind of like who I thought would be number one. Because we got 20 episodes and I think we're not even halfway through yet. Was this week 7 and 8, episode 78? I'll know when I type this out, but so just ignore that. But I think we're not even halfway through and we already know who the main villain is. Kind of wish they could drag that out a little bit longer, but it is what it is. So another part I liked was, you know, our villains aren't dummies kind of thing. You know, when we get finally we get the big duel between the Crown Prince and Ook and stuff, and you know, we get our villain. He's sitting there and he's like, why are these containers filled with water and stuff? And he becomes suspicious. So he has somebody break them, which kind of ruins the plan of Naksu. But she's very innovative. You know, she's how you say it, innovative. See, I can't even say English words. So when you guys got me when I have to pronounce these Korean names, you know, it's like almost impossible for me. But she's very inventive, not inventive, but creative. We'll say creative. Use a cinnamon there. And so she kind of cuts herself and uses her own blood and flicks it, and that's why he's able to use Kansu to get there. And we did have that little mystery, you know, of people thinking that she actually returned, which they're partly right, but they thought she was the hero, and her reputation kind of changed a lot. So, you know, she became the villain to the hero, that she's defeating these soul shifters and such. See, what else was I wanting to say about these last two episodes that happened? You had the mirror, the big fight, her harem growing, you know, and then you got Handmaiden Kim and the leader of the Sunroom or whatever, the leader of one of those sorcerer schools. You know, they just need to get married. You know, they need to hook up. You know, I think they spend this amount of time on those two characters and their development and their love interests and stuff. I guess we're gonna go the romance. You know, I think it's obvious now that the blonde-headed looking guy, the guy who dyed his hair blonde, and the sister of is it Jin? You know, the daughter of, is it the Jin? Is that how you pronounce their family name? They're probably definitely will get together. And I know I'm 7 minutes into this, and we had a comment on the last video, and I agree. I think Naksu is probably I think Naksu is the oldest daughter of the Jin family, and that's the one that the mother has been looking for to come back home. And if she's not the daughter, she's at least a cousin. However, I'm 99.9% sure of that. There's 1.1% sure that maybe Mudok is the daughter that was missing, and maybe for some reason she got outcasted or something. But that's where I think, and then the comment also mentioned that maybe Mudok is this daughter of the queen, of the original queen. I'm not sure where that is, because I thought that the original king and queen didn't have any children, but I could be mistaken on that one. Another thing that kind of interested me here is when he's getting his soul shifted, you know, the whole process at the beginning of the episode 7, I believe, when they're doing the soul shifting, why is she blinded in that? Why is her soul still blinded, and why does it look like Muduok or not Naksu? So I'm kind of interested in why in that sequence it should have been, because you see their souls, so it should have been Naksu's soul that we saw and not Muduok. I know I'm really killing that name. So that's interesting there. See if that is really something, or am I just putting stuff into words there? So like I said before, I like to suspect what's going to go happen, try to see if I can figure out what's going to happen. So far, I think I'm doing pretty good. This next preview, it showed that she's going to be actually working and doing physical labor. I wonder if that's going to help her open up her true source and actually be able to start using her power, because the whole problem with the body she's in, the whole problem Naksu has is the body she in is weak and feeble, and she can't do things. But if she builds it up, I wonder if that will be able to help her release her energy. If so, that might not be a good thing, because I think the only reason why she's not really suffering from having to worry about turning into a stone is because that magical power is kind of blocked because of her weakened state. And then I don't really understand, because we also know that you have to get the ice stone, I believe it's called. And if you have the ice stone, if you're a soul shifter, you don't have to worry about your body turning into a rock. However, we find out that if you reach to the highest peak of the highest level of being of the sorcery class, it's like you don't have to worry about turning to a stone either, because you're like, I guess you're like almost godlike at that point. So I wonder. There's two ways, but in the last two episodes I didn't mention that, and I can't remember if that's only acknowledged to a certain group of people, and maybe her and Ook doesn't realize that's the thing. And the henchman who revealed this, he probably doesn't know. He's probably been kept in the dark about that as well. That way they can control him. You have to do what we say, because if you don't, we'll let you go to stone and stuff like that. Because if everybody knew that if you could reach a certain level, they would be building up their magical power, so they won't have to worry about the stone and being petrified. Or, you know what I'm saying. So in the future, if the queen is really the head, spoiler here, if the queen is really the head of the organization, I found her motivation kind of weak, because she's talking about her family feeling on hard times, fell from power, but she's the queen. So how can your family be on hard times if you're the queen of a nation? And all you would have to do, because at this time period, it's usually the mothers who raise the kids, or more with the children, because, the king would be too busy doing his thing, ruin the country. She could easily just teach her son, and through her son, her family would be raised up and be one of the power families again. So I don't really understand that. And she has a lot of power. It seems like the king is basically under her control. I mean, the one little scene, it sounds like she said, "Hey, let's do this," and the king was like, "All right, we'll do it," kind of thing. So anyways, I think this is a big return. If you're here for 12 minutes, thank you very much for sticking around and sticking with me. Grateful for that. So yeah, I think this show made a great return in the last two episodes. We get the training. Still, it's going to be hard. And the preview for the next episode is going to be hard for her, and it looks like she's going to be kind of outcasted again. I don't think the people really like her. So we'll see what happens there. And that's it. So have a great day, and bye.